This is the HP campus, 1,505,000 square feet of office space. So it's a 1,505,000 square foot campus building connected by two separate parking garages on each side, on the north side and the south side. The middle section of the building is known as the God Pod, and as you can see, it's 5 levels in the middle of the building, with executive offices on both sides, including an executive conferencing facility. The building is split up in basically 2 wings. If you cut the building in half, there's 60,000 square foot pods here, and there are, so each half of the building is approximately 700,000 square feet with a 100,000 square foot connector piece. Each one of these pods is 6 floors of 60,000 square feet each. This one and this one, 6 floors, 60,000 square feet each. These back buildings are 2 stories each. The connector pod here is split by a center atrium, and they're roughly 17,000 square foot floors, and there's 3 of them. So it's approximately 100,000 square feet. Each one of these floors is 60,000 feet. So you have 27,000 feet on each side, the left and right side, connected by an 8,000 square foot atrium. This goes 6 levels. And there's this identical twin on both sides. Another shot of the large office wings. Again, 6 levels of 60,000 square feet. The 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th floors are the God Pod, and this is the connector piece between the 2 big wings. And that's the reception area down there, and there's executive offices and conference facilities. In the executive conference center in the God Pod, there's 4 conference facilities this size, and there's a large facility that's about 4 times the size, all furnished with the conferencing facilities. This is the executive area. There's 4 large executive suites. The lights are not working in here. You may not be able to see this, but it's a large executive boardroom, very high-end finishes. So we're in the large boardroom, very large horseshoe-shaped executive conferencing facility, and with all the board presentation tools. So there's 60,000 feet or 3 floors of executive office space, lots of different office clusters for full executive build out. Okay, we're in the lower level of the building, and this is one of the cafe seating areas, which is attached to the cafeteria. And there's 2 of these. Each one of these accommodates roughly 700 people of inside seating. There's also an outside seating area by the lake, and there's also conference rooms that flank on the sides that can be accessed for meeting rooms. There's the lake. So we're in the cafeteria and main servery area. There's all kinds of food stations in here for all kinds of different hot foods and cold foods, food stations. With full kitchen facility in the back. And as I mentioned, this serves 2 seating areas of 700 each. So this is the second half of the dining seating area, which holds another 700 people, which is currently closed down, but it's exactly the same footprint as the other one. So we're on the 1st floor, and this is the open breezeway between the 2 large pods that connect the God Pod, which is up there. And right over here is the entrance to the main auditorium. There's an auditorium that seats roughly 300 people. I don't know if you can see this or not, the lights aren't on. But it's executive movie theater style seating in a 300-person amphitheater. Another scene from the stage of the amphitheater going back to the control room. Okay, we're in one of the 6 floors of office pods. And again, these are two 27,000 square foot floor plates connected by an atrium. So there's a 60,000 foot floor times 6 floors. Open seating just like this. Here are the common break areas on each of these floors.
Oh, you're not supposed to take pictures.
We'll Photoshop you out.
So again, we're on the 2nd floor of one of these pods. All glass, curtain wall ceiling. Those are not real palm trees. Here's your vertical elevatoring, escalatoring system in between each of these floor plates. Again, here's the atrium connected by 2 sets of open office on both sides. 60,000 foot floors. Outside, there's the connector to the parking structure. There's 2 parking structures, one on each side of the building, and they both hold approximately 4,000 cars each for a total of 8,000 parking spaces. There is an executive level parking area underneath the God Pod. More of the parking structure. So we've left the central office building, and these are the connector buildings. Here's the connector piece right here. And there's 3 levels of roughly 20,000 square feet each. So there's 60,000 square feet of office space on these back connector buildings. About 60,000 square feet in the other wing is 100% shell condition. But this is all open office space, and it connects easily to the main building.
Yeah, these are
So some of them seem to be a little more upgraded than others.
Typical restroom throughout the building, stalls, vanity. Okay, these connector pieces are about 300,000 square feet on 3 levels, so it's almost 100,000 square feet per floor. This is one of the atriums in the back connector pieces. And keep in mind there's a connector piece on the south side and a connector piece on the north side. So in the aggregate, there's roughly 600,000 feet of this back of 3-story open office space. These buildings all have little atrium entrances. You can walk out to the parking structure. There's another, this is the 3rd atrium in the back 3-story buildings. And that is a connector outside to the parking garage. Here's a entrance point to the building into one of the back atrium buildings. This is executive level parking in the center of the building. That is not part of the other 8,000 parking spaces in the 2 end garages. Here's the God Pod and the open breezeway beneath the God Pod. And here's executive and visitor parking. Again, this is on a 90-acre site.
I'm gonna leave you with these.
Yeah, sure.
Here's the east side of the property. And here's the God Pod. And here it is looking west out to Legacy Town Center. That's the pond outside of the building cafeteria. Part of the exterior of the building from the west side. Exterior shot. of the entire building.